welcome to another episode of Konnect podcast with your boy Gajen Kelo Devendlove. And you know, I don't roll alone with the beautiful, the elegant, the smart.
Huh? Yo, guys, welcome again. We told you that we're gonna come back, and we are back with a bang.
We are back with a bang.
Yeah, it's your girl, Tuli, the MC here. We are not rolling alone today, so we brought our first
interviewee.
Yes, we brought our first interviewee. He goes by the name of Pride, right?
Yeah, correct.
Pride Zitha.
Pride.
Well, I know him from way back, but a bit, yeah. Very smart boy, very cool, calm and collected, clean and. But yeah, welcome. This is podcast connecting.
This is Konnect podcast,
Yeah.
so we're trying to connect you from Dach.
Yeah.
We don't know, maybe your market is here.
Exactly.
Your market is
Exactly.
here.
You
So
know.
just give us much information, as much as you can.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
So guys, I'm
Spill
just
some
going
waters
to.
here and there.
I'm
I
just
will,
going
I
to
will.
tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, because you gave us some information, and also some of the information that I know. Like I've said, I know him from way back. I know his high school, he studied at Econs to Ox from 2014 until
19.
2019,
I'm
yeah.
born
So
after
I
2000.
started.
They were born after the flood in 2000.
Yeah. So with myself, I started joining the team of Econs to Ox around 2015. So that's where I know him. And yeah, we've had some interactions because I told you on the previous podcast that I'm old. You see now.
2015 is like yesterday, man.
Yeah.
2015, I think I was having my second job.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been in the game for a long time.
You're
Yeah?
old.
But I told you my age.
Yeah, but
In
you.
the last episode, I told you I'm 27, turning 28 very, very soon and very soon. Yeah, so 2015 I was on my second job.
Well, you're
Were you
old.
doing your first one?
In the industry. 2015, I was.
Was it your first job?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was my second job. I was on radio. And after that, I went on radio again. After that, so I took a quick break. But yeah, I mean, it's about him, Vandaag. Let's just get to know him a little bit more.
Okay, so I know you were born and raised in Bushbuck Ridge. So, but tell us about yourself, and also how do you want to connect through us to the viewers?
Okay. First of all, thank you for having me. I'm glad being here. Being the first interviewee, right? Yeah, so
We break love enough.
yeah, someone had to do it, I guess.
I mean, one way or another, she
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, obviously.
Woo! Yeah, so my name is Zunani, mother name is Pride,
Okay.
surname is Zitha, born and raised at Ekonhoek, home is Matikitsani, but spent the first 3 years at Chavela Gaza. Yeah, so completed my high school journey at Econs to Ox from 2014 when it was opened up until 2019. And actually I finished in 2019 because I repeated matric. I was not satisfied with the results and I wanted to go back. So
Smart kid.
so I wanted good results. Went to 2020, I went to TUT, was forced by my family to do bench tech in civil engineering, but after 3 months I told them, hey, this is not what I want to do, so I'm leaving.
The first 3 months of 1 year.
This one is not me.
No, man, I was actually doing well, but I've always had passion for business, you know. Even when I left, my lectures were like, why are you leaving? You're doing well. But I was like, hey, this is not what I want to do, you know. I want to venture into business. And I dropped out, applied to UP, was the only university for BCom in business management for that one particular course, got
So you went
accepted.
next
Yeah.
door?
Yeah, I went next year.
And this goes back to what we spoke about last time.
Yeah,
To
having
say,
folks to force you on doing whatever they want.
you must do something that you love and feel passionate about, because at the end of the day, you are the one who's going to be stuck at whatever that you're doing for the rest of your life.
But also, as
100%.
parents, we feel the entitlement of trying to advise our kids in venturing towards the right path, you know. So when I'm sitting, I'm like, I have a dream. Kim is growing up right now. I'm here thinking, oh, my baby's so good. I want her to be this, that. When I raise her, I'm raising her with that mentality of she's the next Dr. Ndlovu. She's the next Dr. Ndlovu. But when she grows up, she's like, dude, I don't give enough.
Yeah.
I don't give enough.
Public speaker.
No, what I want to do is to be a policeman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I mean, but then also it's a good decision to sit down with your folks, try to make them understand on what you personally want.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I understand this is what you guys want me to do, but can I first do what I want? And maybe if I have time after I'm done with my degree or whatever, I can see what to do, because I know you raised me, you wanted me to be like that, but that's not what I want. So let's see if you just go to school and study for that, give them their paper and then focus on your paper.
Yeah, man. No, that's true. That's true.
Be a good way of saying thank you to them.
Going forward, as you studied the business,
Yeah, so first year when I got to university, I started a cleaning company called the DPZ Cleaners. Did well. I started a youth sphere organization where I was talking with young entrepreneurs. That's where most of my connections, where I got most of my connections. And I'm involved in real estate because one of the guys that I interviewed on that became a very close brother and mentor of mine. And yeah, ever since then I've been on that. And I started Novice Sphere on that particular year. So yeah, ever since then.
Getting to Novice, what motivates you? What drives you into starting a cleaning company? And then what are you cleaning? Did you have janitors?
Well, I had to use my own funds to buy those things, and I was cleaning, places, rooms. I was working hand in hand with this other realtor in Hatfield. I was working with apartments and places. A realtor is a property practitioner, someone who rents out places, like it's the middleman. When a landlord.
Go to school for that?
No, it was not. He did not go to school for that. Yeah, there are people who go to school for that, but there are people who just get into it and study, and go forward with it, and they grow in it. Yeah. So I was working hand in hand with him. Whenever he wanted to show a place and it was not clean, we would go there, clean the places up. Yeah, and also for the students that needed the services, we'd do that for them because those were my target audience. But what inspired me to do it, or rather what pushed me to do it, was because I've always wanted to venture into business, especially Novice Sphere, but I knew I needed money for that. The Novice Sphere idea came when I was in 2020, when I was on gap year. I started working on it, but I knew I needed money for it.
So tell us more about Novice Sphere.
Well,
what is it about? What do you guys focus on? So Novice Sphere is more like that one company that you go to when you need information on universities, bursaries, and student accommodations. It's an educational consultation company that specializes in university applications, bursary applications, and student accommodation applications. So we apply on your behalf, but also make sure that whatever we apply for, we thoroughly look at your results, look at what the university requires to see if you qualify, give you alternative courses that you can apply for. So it's just that one place where you're going to be able to get university acceptance, get funding for your studies, and as well as get a proper place to stay at while you're at university. So we're just trying to bridge the information gap, make sure that every learner, or rather every matriculant who wishes to go to university, the process is rather more swift. The transition from high school into university is more simplified. You don't have to worry about applications because we've got that sorted for you, or funding because we've got that sorted for you, as well as a place to stay. So that's basically what Novice Sphere is. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's these days it's quite sensitive and very difficult, especially working with women. I mean, I wouldn't mention names, stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
because I mean, woo, I won't mention names. Recently, I know a forum that was basically doing the very same thing as Novisphere. They would apply and help kids applying in universities. If you don't have a place to stay for that few 3 or 4 days trying to get into university, they would try to get you an accommodation. Oh, we had some complaints from other kids who like, I went, they put me there, I was grateful for the accommodation, but then it was not comfortable, or I had you know, I don't know, niswe kanjani. Aban comma and stuff like that.
Oh,
Or with
yeah.
the, so how do you know the people whatever
To the
kaban-
accommodation.
yeah, but they were safe.
Okay, so I think with regards to how we do business as a company, we are partnership focused, right? Meaning whichever accommodation we say we're gonna work with, we vet the accommodation. Number one, it needs to be approved by the university, first of all, right? And I was fortunate enough to be close to the company that has majority of the accommodations there. Ended up working for them, ended up working with them. And yeah, each and every time that a client came to us and say, hey, brother, I need a place to stay, or we assisted Elena, we'll take them to a place that we're already aware of and we know how safe it is, the major, what can I say, the major things that are put in place to make sure learners are safe, right? And in one of the accommodations that we had partnered with, I was staying there from first year up until I finished. So I knew each and everything that had to do with that place. So each and every place that we partner with, we vet it, we make sure that it's the safest place for the learner to stay at before we can actually put them there. So yeah, most people miss that important part. They just put learners in whichever area, which as a company we're trying to make sure that does not happen, right? We want to make sure that learners get to university but have the safest place that they can possibly get.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but like, I would like to know, do you work behind closed doors or you interact with the students? Because I know working with youngsters is a bit challenging. Some of them, if they don't get what they want, they would reiterate like in a certain way, because that kind of situation that happens when you want an accommodation and you're not getting it, and the person who's supposed to assist you is not checking the emails or the WhatsApps or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I would like want to know, are you closed doors or you are the one who's working like full time, or do you have a team, and probably even some of the challenges that you are facing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we definitely need to be hands-on, especially since the company is 3 years old,
Yeah.
right? We still have a much proper foundation to build and trust between these learners and the company. I do have a team. I do have people that are actually handling their applications. They're trained to apply to each university. They're trained to know the alternative courses that they need to apply for if a learner does not qualify for a particular course. And yeah, the company's mandate from 2021 has always been reaching out to high schools, partnering with them, so that at the end of the day, the high schools know us, the learners know us, and going forward long term, there's that relationship where learners know this is what the company does, this is who they need to reach out to whenever they need assistance, whenever they have complaints, whenever they have whatever it is that they have to voice out. So yeah, this year we fortunately partnered with the Buhlabela district, and we're given access to all the high schools. The director released a letter specifically for the company. It was given to all the circuit managers so that when we get there, the principals already knew. So in 2 months, we managed to reach 100 high schools. So yeah, we're trying to make sure, we're trying to make sure we build that relationship long term. For the next 100 years, even after I'm not here, the learners still get assistance,
Have
they
a
still get
legacy for your
help.
kids.
Yeah.
Since you like have a team and stuff like that, how do you generate money with that company, with Novisphere to be
Yeah.
specific, because I mean there's still the cleaning company.
Yeah.
So how do you generate money with Novisphere?
Well, so Novisphere has packages. It's a service company. We provide services to the learners, right? They pay us to apply for them. But we have different packages. For example, the 100 Rand one, we apply to 3 universities for them. They pay us 100 Rand, we apply to the 3 universities. For 250, we apply to 7 universities for them. For 400 Rand, it's 10. There's a 651, which includes bursaries and NBT application, up to 2,000, right? And yeah, I mean, when I spoke to the team about the package, especially the 1,050 and 2,001, they were like, well, the learners purchase this. And I'm like, hey, we need to open up for the people that might want this service. And we introduced those services because certain parents wanted that type of a service. And yeah, surprisingly, they were like, we're getting clients on this package. I'm like, yeah, man, that's how business works. That's how business works.
Do you get funding from somewhere, or you just...
Like from the department?
No, I don't get funding. So personally, I've not made and paid myself from the company. I've been rather putting money into it, right? I have other ventures that rather assist me in getting money. Yeah. So yeah, I've been putting money into it, but it has been self-sustaining itself.
Yeah.
It has been able to pay its own expenses, pay the employees, being able to budget for the next future plans that we have, advertisements and so forth. So yeah, that's basically how we make money. But overall, the company is broad, right? For example, from the student accommodation perspective, someone will be like, okay, Pride, you're just bringing in students, that's all. But for each student that we bring into an accommodation, there's a commission that the student accommodation pays us, right?
Nice.
We help the learners get into our accommodation, but the student accommodation pays us. And yeah, we're looking into future endeavors as well, of which I'm pretty sure we'll have the opportunity to discuss and so
You're
forth.
here to connect.
Yeah.
To connect. So, in terms of the assisting the learners with applying to different universities, do you only take the matriculants, or you take even us demagogos too?
Yeah, so we actually assist everyone, right? As long as it's university based, because we strictly focus on universities. For the reason being is we want to specialize. As we say, we're a company that specializes. We want to know the ins and outs of universities. We don't want to say now we're working with colleges, because these are two different worlds, right? So we work with universities. We help each and every one, regardless of which age you are. There are people that worked even within circuits that actually came for our help, and we assisted them. So it's irrespective of age. Everyone, Jay.
You know, you are an entrepreneur, right? But then there's a perspective, or like people talk to say, if someone is making money in a business but is not paying themselves, it's like that person is an unemployed person.
Yeah.
So what's your thought about it? Because it's more like your business is making a loss because you keep investing. Like you
keep investing.
Well, it depends on the perspective of a person, right? For myself, I don't pay myself not because the company is incapable of doing that, but because I understand that for future purposes, and if I want the business to grow, money is going to need to be used. So if I'm using money, which most people do, they get money out of their business, they use it for personal gain. The next time you want to do an advert, the next time you need photography work, the next time you need to reach out to even, let's say, 200 high schools, where will you get the funds from? You need to use that money that you're getting from the business to use into those expenses.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, for now, I don't see the need for me to pay myself.
But what's the duration? When do you expect to pay yourself?
I think until the business is a million rand business, that's when I get. For now, I'm able to, through other ventures, make money, right? So I don't see the need to now say, no, let me pay myself. I put money into the business because I understand long term it's gonna grow, and the investment put into it is gonna be returned, right? It's like planting a tree. You don't plant a tree now and you now expect the tree to produce fruits immediately. Right? You put water into it, you cultivate it, allow it to grow, prune it, make sure that it gets to a point where now it's producing big fruit, and now you're able to say, no, I can actually start eating from it.
But also, have you thought of you can plant a tree and the tree can grow and gives you nothing also? Have you thought about that?
Well, yeah.
The time you invested in
Sorry,
watering
sir.
the tree, doing stuff like that, everything you did, do you ever think of maybe what if this thing in
Doesn't
10
work.
10 years doesn't pay me nothing, but I keep investing in it?
Well, yeah, I have thought of it. It's the unfortunate part that I'm beginning to see the fruits of whatever it is that I'm planting now. But again, I want this to reach the entire Africa, right?
Yeah.
The company is broad. There are a lot of things that we're planning on developing and in the process of developing. But again, removing everything to the side, entrepreneurship is a risk game. You must be willing to bet on that particular thing. And sometimes business is like this. This is what one of my friends said. It's like business is like this. Two people are placed and they told the one person who's going to hold their breath first, like their breath the longest, under the water will get 1 million. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about, okay, the business is the best, it's a bad idea, but it's about how long you put consistency, put your time into building it. Eventually, it's going to pop. It might not be tomorrow, it might not be next month, but eventually it's going to pop. But the one thing that I like overall about my business is this. It has already shown, and it's already showing growth. It's already showing profits, right? If I may put it in that way, it's already showing revenue. Let me not say profit, let me say revenue, right? As much as I'm not taking money from it, because I understand I need to think long term, right, about the company. I want it to grow. I want it to have its own vehicles, to have its own headquarters, and just be broad. So I need to understand that long-term game, meaning suffering now, putting whatever I have into the company, for it to be able to get to that R1 million or R1 billion mark. But
see, this is what I spoke about at the first episode. We need people with vision and also hard work. So if you put vision into something and also put hard work, then you'll never know.
Why not? Yeah.
You might
But
reap.
also would like to know, man, Zitha, what is it that like you spoke about? Yeah, other things that you khulume isiLungu,
You kill
adventure.
people.
So we
Oh,
want to
man.
know. We want to know those like what's supporting your business, like, because you are here to connect, ne? You are here to inspire other youngsters out there to say, don't dwell on one thing. For your business to be where it is, to be sustainable now, it's because you have been funding your business, but there are other ventures that have been assisting you to fund your business. So yeah, it helps. You have,
we need
salary,
on us.
like he's not getting paid from his business, but guys, to be
Yeah.
honest, salary alone doesn't pay all the bills. Salary alone doesn't
Well, it depends
do
on how much
anything.
salary.
Wow, some of us we don't
yeah,
can't afford a BMW, but would like to know if those ventures they get you where you want to be if you didn't have the business that you are funding now, or also tell us about those ventures if you feel comfortable about it.
well, I feel comfortable. I'm not comfortable disclosing
Don't-
that, right?
then
But no, I'm not.
tell us.
I'm not comfortable disclosing that. But I think the one thing that I can possibly speak about, not looking at me, right? But the real estate world, where you get to the selling and leasing out of properties. What I mean is, especially when you're the middleman, you have people who own places, right? And you have people who want places. So the people that want places, they come to you. You are that point of contact. And when they rent a place or buy a place successfully, then you get commission from that, right? So for example, if there's a R1 million house that's being sold, right, by you, and she comes to me and say, hey, Pride, I want to buy this house. And the deal is successful, right? Of course, I get a certain percentage.
What percentage is that?
It's a procurement fee, or rather a commission for you having sold, for me having sold
From that
your
1
place for
meter,
you.
you need to get a certain percentage.
Yeah, it depends.
on the negotiations.
Someone might tell you 2% of the entire meter. Someone might tell you 3%. Someone might tell you 5%. It all depends on the landlord as to how much they're willing to pay. But if someone says, no, I'm gonna give you 3% of 1 meter, there's no way that you're gonna say no. There's no way that you're gonna say no. Yeah, but the overall thing, I've been uncomfortable sharing how I make money, especially when I don't want my parents to know. I don't want anyone.
But now they're gonna ask when you get home, when they see the episode comes. Obviously,
I always tell them the truth. Hey guys, I am making money, right? Yeah. But I prefer not to disclose it to you.
Give you money?
Well, from time to time. I'm their kid. So but I'm kidding. But I tell them, hey guys, I am doing one too. They know the activities that I'm doing, but how much I'm making, when I'm making it, I prefer not to disclose that. Okay. So yeah, I always tell them, whether I'm making money or not, don't worry about it. But
So since you've been into this property business, how many houses have you sold? Well,
can I not disclose the number?
Is it that confidential?
Yeah, man. Really? But yeah, I think it's a decent amount. It's a decent number.
But I wouldn't know if you tell me like you sold like 10 houses, 12 houses.
Hey, bro.
I wouldn't know what percentage was that. Maybe they give you a quarter percentage.
Well, I know my dad is going to be watching. He always asks me, hey, Pride, how's business? I want to tell him nothing, right? So I'm sorry. I don't want him to know. Man, I don't want him to know, man. And he wants
to know.
Yeah, he wants to know, man.
I'm sure he asks you every day.
Yeah, I don't tell them. The only time I set them down was the beginning of the year. I set them down. I did not want them to get worried, so I had to talk to them. Guys, this is how much I've made last year. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm headed. So I don't want you to be concerned too much about it, but this is the last time I'm telling you about my finances. This is the last time I'm telling you about 1, 2, 3. So I don't want them. No, man. It's just,
Imagine investing so much for 16 or 17 or 18 years for them to come after 3 months, and after 3 years they come and tell you like, oh.
No, man. I think, it comes to a time where you need to be secretive, especially when you're trying to build yourself. You don't have enough money to give to your mom. If you tell your mom I'm making an X amount and you take that money and put it into your company, whether on ads, whether on many things that you need to invest into, and now the money is not there, and she comes to you and say, hey, Pride, can you please give me X amount? And you're like, I don't have money. It becomes, okay, you don't want to give them money or it's something. So it's better for them not to know how much you're making. So when you tell them you don't have it, or rather you're at an uncomfortable situation financially, they don't take it personally.
They want our money.
Yeah, they do.
Also,
man.
When did you get into that business of the estate?
Real estate.
And also, what do one have to do to get themselves into that?
Okay, so. Well, I started last year, but not necessarily with this guy, right? Not this year with this guy. Last year, through Novisphere, I managed to partner with this other agency. It's a student accommodation agency. Yeah. So I partnered with them. We had a deal. I give you clients, you give me cash, right? So I'm going to disclose it now for that because I'm comfortable with that, right? Well, because it's a good, right? I'm comfortable with that. Cool, yeah. But for each client that Novisphere brought, we're getting 800 per client, right? So if I signed a client successfully, they're giving me 800 for that particular client.
But you won't tell us how many clients did you give to that company, right?
Yeah, I won't, bro. Okay. Yeah, because now someone is going to sit down and do calculations, and it's like, you're playing games, man. You're playing games.
A lot of money.
How much do you have?
Daddy,
how much do you have?
A lot of money.
No.
No, they should know you're making money.
No, man.
I'm just kidding, man.
No,
he's not making money.
It's a basic one to keep the company running. So it's for me,
But then how do you sustain yourself? Do you take something from whatever you get?
Personally?
Yeah,
personally I do, but not from Novisphere, not from, I try to make sure that I have other means of income, right? So that I don't rely on my company. So that I don't, at the end of the month, take money from it. Okay. At the end of the day, I'm removing money from it. It's not gonna grow to where I want it to be. right? It's not gonna get to the entire South Africa. If I want to reach like 700 high schools or the entire Mpumalanga, I want to partner with the entire Mpumalanga by 2025. I know how much is required. I mean, for me to reach, okay, I'm going to disclose this. Well, should I?
Bit by bit.
But yeah, but for me to reach, for me to reach the 100 high schools, I had to spend roughly 15 to 16,000 to do that. Yeah, and also photography, right? Yeah. And I had to spend on that as well. But yeah, so it's. Yeah, I was working with Reform actually. It was good, man. Yeah, you know, because he actually helped me out. I was traveling with his team, and we took proper pictures. Nice. Only, of course, to a couple of high schools, because then business. Now you're putting in a lot of money, and you don't want to pass the mark that you've set.
But what I want to know also is the motive to put you into business. Like, okay, when you were growing up, obviously, you've thought of being something after matric and go to school in your life in general. But then, what gave you the motive of you wanting to do business? Like, I want to be a business person.
Yeah. No, at first, actually, I think I came very much interested in business when I was in high school. When I repeated matric, I started a snacks and sweets business.
No.
Yeah, man, I was selling business, and I remember it came to a point where I was selling 7 packets per day of the Nick Nets, right? Yeah. And 3 packets per day of the sweets, like yogurt sweets. Yeah. And I ended up employing like the grade 8s, giving them 5 rand to sell. Yeah, they were there. And then I remember the principal coming to us like, Pride, now the place is becoming dirty, and the ladies were now complaining. Yeah, they were complaining, say, we're no longer selling these snacks, like because learners are buying from you, and I would sell them out quickly. But then, the entire mindset shifted when I repeated matric. Because the reason I repeated matric, as much as my parents were comfortable with the results, the reason I repeated was because I wanted, number one, to break a generational curse. Yeah. No one in my family has been able to get a bachelor. Actually, good grades, right? So it's like, So it's like, you know what? Now I'm going back to school. My dad was like, no, don't go back. You're not gonna pass well. I'm like, hey, I'm going back to school. I slept at school. At the back of the hall, there was a small room. It was, I think, at the corner. I used to sleep there. I spoke to Rama, and I slept there, studied there. My business was moving there. And my entire mindset shifted from that to say, hey, we're breaking another generational curse. Nice. Let us break another one.
How's Principal Rama as a principal? Because I mean, the results that the school have produced in the past,
I'm not involved.
5 or 10 years have been crazy, man. Imagine talent, that other kid from area, all Maleni, those kids. I mean, how is he as a principal? Like, just briefly for like 20 seconds.
No, I think, number one, he cares about his job, that I can tell you of. And he cares about people, and he means a lot of banana. So back then, you would whoop your ass, like, and but he cared. When I went to him with my parents and told him, hey, I want to come back to school, and I would like to stay at the hall, at the back of the hall. I was like, no, it's fine. And you'd check on me from time to time, as a principal.
So they would let you leave school?
Yeah, I was alone. I was the only one thing. I actually got...
Imagine, do you know the... I can never be me.
No, but I think, the drive to say, no, I need to do this. I need to break that generational barrier that no one has ever broken. It unlocked that passion in me to say, no, I want to break more. I want to do extraordinary work. I want to take my family out of the comfortable place that they're in, but I want a better place for them. And for the next generation to come, I don't want them to go through what I went through. Of course, I will introduce them to struggles because I want them to learn, not to be soft. But I want them to at least have a stepping stone I want to make sure that my grandkids and then the kids that are going to come after, they're well taken care of, and they know, okay, this is what our great-great-granddad did, and we're moving forward with that, continue building their legacy. Yeah, but overall, again, was to make impact, you know. All the businesses that I have and the businesses that I have for tomorrow that I'm actually working on, right, is to make impact, simplify life for the youth, and make sure that they realize that we can all become. No one is limited, right? And as a company, even our slogan is we can all become, right? And our motto is built different, like on the shirt. But we can all become. We're trying to make sure that as I realized my dream of getting into university, pursuing what I wanted, everyone else who has that vision or that dream, they can actually become. They can actually go into university, or rather become whatever it is that they wanted to do or they want to be.
So, Pride, while you're still on that one, I would like us to take the conversation back where you had to drop out of university within 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of students, they're going to school for just whatever reasons you went to school. So what advice would you give those youngsters that are still in matric now, or they are still in high school, to say, when you get to varsity, or when you are applying, or do you maybe give advices to them when they're applying to say this? What advice can you give to those youngsters?
Well, first of all, I always talk to learners, right, who need such advice about, okay, Pride, what should I do, right? First of all, I ask them, what do you want to do, right? They tell me what they want to do. If it happens that it's a parent reaching out, because we talk to parents a lot, right, compared to the children. I'm like, did you make the decision for the child, or did the child make their decision, right? Because it's very important that with regards to your education, or rather the course that you want to do in university, you know that's what you want, and after studying it, you know you will be happy doing it for the rest of your life, right? So we always tell learners, hey, when you're going to study a course rather that you'll be comfortable doing for the rest of your life, or a course that you know, if you want to follow your own passion, you know you'll still use the knowledge you got from that degree to apply to your patient, right? Because in most cases, someone will want to do, let's say, fashion, for example, right? But they end up now in computer science, you know? They end up in computer science, and now they're not happy, you know? They're not content with the course, and they end up dropping out, which will be a waste of time for some, right? So we advise them in time, firsthand from the experience that I had, to say, hey, number one, you need to thoroughly think about the course you're going to do. And if you're going to do that course, you need to understand that it will be stuck on you for the rest of your life. So before you actually get into it, be clear. This is what I want, and I'll be able to apply it in any area of my life. For example, me, becoming business management, right? I know I will be, and I've been applying it, even when I was in school, applying it on the businesses, right? In order for them to grow, right? And I'm now going for my other degree, becoming informatics, information systems, because I want to create a system for my company, software for my company. So it's each and every course that you do needs to align with what you want to do or what you want to develop. Do you understand? Because now if you just do it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of pleasing your parents, yeah, you'll have that degree, but then that might probably be the end of your life. What if you don't get another chance of going back to school? Yeah, so I always advise them. But in some cases, this is the last point, I am strict, right? I always tell them, especially if someone comes to me and say, I want to do, this is what I want to do, and I want to do this course, and I see the course is, it won't take them anywhere. I tell them, hey, bro, sometimes you need to understand this fact, right? Sometimes you need to do what is necessary, right?
But I mean, for them it is.
Yeah.
No, man, because kuna vanhu van'wana ukafika ako Pride nakendla so you're able to, from a brotherly perspective, you do tell them, hey man, do what you want to do, but understand this, it's always important as well to do what is necessary, right? What do I mean? If someone wants to, let's say, like own a club, right? And you understand at that particular time you don't have money to start a club. you need to do what is necessary that's going to get you into having that club. And that means getting to study or do something that you don't want. That means going to hustle, going to work, going to study a course that you know is going to give you much money, and then you go and study and yeah, get the job, and then long term, you'll be able to use those funds to build your club. So in most cases, or in some cases, what is necessary outweighs patient. Patient won't feed your children, patient won't feed you. So it's always important that as much as you're following your patient, understand that you need money. If your patient can be able to get you money, that's fine. But if you know your patient might take you 20 years to get you money, then try to follow both patient and what is necessary. And that means trying to either go to school or get a job while pursuing your patient. You know that. You're doing both. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. I feel like I have a lot of questions to ask, but do we have time?
Guys, we still have time. Oh, yeah,
we do. I mean, the business, like, for instance, let me talk about Novisphere, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are doing that for free to help other kids. But what motivated you to monetize Novisphere as a business that is helping people, but at the same time, people should pay? I mean, like, there was Konnect Youth Forum. They were doing the very same thing back in the day. What motivated you to monetize that business? I mean, that Novisphere.
Oh,
and what's
perfect.
Novisphere?
You said,
explain.
No, we'll explain that. Actually, I'll get to it, right? You said Konnect Forum?
Was it Konnect Youth Forum? I think so.
Yeah, where's that now? Does it still exist?
No, it doesn't. But I mean, they helped a couple of
exactly. That's why we
get into universities.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I think it was because of money, because they would take them in public spaces where there's Wi-Fi and help them apply there.
What happens when the Wi-Fi stops? What happens when the people are no longer volunteering to assist them with applications? So what I'm trying to say is this. Yes, there are academies or companies or rather non-profits that help learners apply for free, but they don't last long. And it's common in the entire South Africa, right? Most of them don't last long. Why? Because the people that are working there are not paid. When you're not paid and at home you don't have bread, there's no way that you'll have the motivation to sit down and say, let me apply for you. Let me help you, right? So I want to build a long-lasting company, a company that will be self-sustainable. The people that come into the company focuses on employing youth. We employ university students and we employ people that are at home, right? So us being able to provide jobs, being able to pay those guys, gives us the courage or the comfortability of saying, these people will do a fantastic job, number one. The company will be able to pay its expenses each and every year, number two. And number three, we will be able to grow and reach whichever number we want to reach.
But also, don't you think that's a motto, that's a personal motto of, okay, this is what I want to do, I want to help? Because I'm going to tell you, dude, I worked somewhere for 6 years without getting paid. Because the motto for me was, this is what I want to do, this is what I love. So don't you think it's a motto? Because if you might work with people who don't necessarily love doing what they're doing, like in helping, applying, but then they're doing it because you are
they're
paying
getting
them.
money.
Exactly. But then if you are motivated to help, that's what you want, wouldn't you do it even if you don't get paid?
Well, let's look at these facts, right? And this is something that even most non-profits are not aware of. Do you understand? When you bring someone into your organization to do work for you and you want an exceptional job done, right? Number one, either that person needs passion for it, or number two, that person needs to be paid. These two things encourage people every time, right? But with regards to a person who's passionate, they're limited, right? You won't always get, for example, we're dealing with 100 high schools, right? We're dealing with the entire South Africa. Let's say we get to a point where we have the entire South Africa under us, which is something that we're aiming for, right? And now we have, 100,000 learners that need our services. Do you think I can be able to get people with passion in the entire South Africa to be able to help 100,000 people?
No, with that you won't, because obviously it has become a business to you. It is monetized already. It was called, with the other group that I told you about, I think the range was just to focus on people back home. It was people at home. But then if you're aiming for...
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Okay, cool.
So the number.
It's up to you. It's
Yeah.
up to you on what you want to do with it. But I was just saying, cool. Okay.
There are people that-
I was
yeah.
trying to help, but also at the same time, you're trying to help by asking people to give you money.
No, it's
Which
not
is a good
asking.
business- No, which is a good business idea.
But can I tell you the truth? The difference
That's
between...
what we want. We
Yeah,
want
let
the
me tell you the truth. The difference, I'm gonna look at the camera, right? The difference between a non-profit and Novice Fair, or rather a private company. A private company offers services, right? And someone pays for the services. A non-profit goes out and asks money. So regardless, the two need money to survive. A non-profit goes to someone else to ask for money so that they're able to apply for you. And the disadvantage is they're not able to go to each and every rural area in South Africa to be able to assist because the funds, regardless of them asking, are limited. But a private company understands that as it grows, the more money it makes, the more people it's able to reach. So a private company is not just us saying, give us money, we apply for you, we chow the money. No, give us money, we apply for you, we reach more people, we continue helping your brothers and sisters and get to a much broader spectrum and help the entire South Africa and the entire Africa as a whole. So non-profits, when you look at them, especially the ones that are being started, they end up closing very soon. So the impact is not realized. It's not because the intention is not true, but it's because, number one, the funds are not there. The people who will be committed enough are very limited, right? But when you have someone, like you said, who you employ, and they're there not because they like the job, but because you pay them, they do the job regardless, whether they like it or not. They make sure that the standards you've put in place, they follow, and the learners are successful applied for. I'm happy and content with that. You're getting paid, the learners are getting accepted.
Cool. And how many provinces have you touched so far?
Well, so far, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Limpopo, and KZN, right? We have not been physically in some of the provinces, but most of the clients that we assisted came from those places. But majority, of course, Mpumalanga, because it's home, and I decided to say, no, I'm going to partner with the district first here. I want to make sure I rather take over Mpumalanga first before I go to physically other provinces. But we've been able to serve provinces, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, Limpopo, KZN, Eastern Cape as well. So yeah.
5 of them.
Yeah.
So you know that youngsters, they believe that, well, I don't think it's only youngsters, and people believe that for you to start your own business, you need to have it's what we are taught in school. You
need
must have
money.
capital.
Yeah.
Did Moyo teach you accounting? Yeah, you need to have capital in order for you. And they believe that you must get funding from somewhere else. So as for you personally, like you spoke about other ventures, but did you get a certain capital from somewhere else, or you just started with whatever that you had on your own?
So one thing, I think maybe some people will disagree or agree, but Vusi said this: you don't need money to start a business, right? You need money to grow a business. And I came to realize that. Why? When I come to you and say, na for sure, and I want to clean your place, right? You pay me money. You pay me 50 rand or 100 rand to clean your place. Did I need money? No, I did not need money, right? No, kaya, right? Kaya. Either you borrow it from someone, either you borrow it from someone, or at home there's a shovel, right?
Buying that shovel, obviously money was needed.
Yeah, but not from
Unless
me.
if it was donated.
Not from me. So look at it this way. I'm trying to say you look at the results that you have. And when you start a business, in most cases you look at the service-based business, a business that you can offer to someone without the need for you to use services. For example, you're a speaker, right? You don't need money to speak. You need your voice. So if someone calls you, comes to aux, right? Some people are able to say, you're able to tell them, no, I don't have transport. Can you please transport me? Then you just cut on the fee. And you're not losing, because at the end of the day, the money was not there. Do you understand? So being service-focused, especially when you're running a business or you want to start a business, is very important. And as time goes by, you can venture into the main companies that you want to start. For example, myself, I have one major company that I'm focusing on starting. It's a legacy, but I also understood that I need to start small. I need to have a company that I can start without me having to put much money into. I know people will pay, we do the service, right? And the advantage of it was I was in university, the Wi-Fi was there, so I used their Wi-Fi. I was not paying for
you were
any data.
joking.
No, like it was there, it's
I
a
mean, I
free
understand
thing.
what you're saying. As easy as it sounds, look, I
Yeah.
don't think it's as easy as it is, look, with Funkos and
Yeah, actually in 2021 when I started the company, it failed, right? I had two partners, a friend, right? And I had the other guy that I brought on board was the CTO, Chief Technology Officer, was responsible for developing the website of the company. And I went to 24 high schools. It was within a week. I was moving 24 high schools. I used my bursary money, the book allowance money, to do that tour, right? And yeah, I did the tour, made a promise to say the website will be up. It was never up. The company failed, lost the people that I was working with in the company. And yeah, I had to restart afresh in 2022.
and restart afresh with the same people you lost.
No, I was alone. 2022, I was alone. The company, I had to restructure every single thing, like how I want to target clients. Tested it, worked, and from there, yeah, it kept on going. So each year, we moving from level to level.
Nice.
So yeah.
I think, like if you have a certain business idea or you are in business, there's some other people that you venture into such things, where else they don't have the same mindset as you. They don't have the vision, the mission, So how did you tackle that? As I've heard, you were alone, but it seems like you started with some people, but some of them you had to cut them along the way because of how did you tackle that? It's called, in the interview they normally say, how do you tackle a certain challenge? So give us a certain scenario of how you cutted some of them.
Yeah, so I think I'm rather one straightforward guy. From a very young age, I've been straightforward. So the person that I brought on the board first was a friend of mine, right? He was a brother of mine. He was close, not too close, but close. And yeah, we worked together. And over time, he was slacking off. I wanted something submitted, right? Because we had our roles and it was not submitted. Because then 2021, we were research-based. We wanted as much information and knowledge about the education industry as we could possibly get. So he was not delivering. I would go back after him, be patient. But I ended up having a meeting with him and say, hey, bro, I think it's better that I lose you as a business partner and still keep you as a friend than for me to lose you as both. So we parted ways there, and he understood, and we still spoke even after that. And the CTO guy, the Chief Technology Officer, right? He got a learnership. He graduated in computer science, and he got a learnership, started working. He signed a contract, which prohibited him from developing anything external for a certain period of years. So now it was hindering the entire process. And yeah, we just spoke. Even now we speak. Whenever I have a couple of things that I need clarity on with regards to technology, computer-wise, I reach out to him and he clarifies that, But yeah, we decided to part ways, and it was a peaceful thing. This, that. So I think ever since then, instead of me bringing people into the company, I've been focused on rather creating business partnerships, meaning the company creating partnerships with another organization or another company or an academy, instead of me having people into the company that I know at the end of the day we either will mess up their things or not do things properly. But yeah, so yeah, going back to the finances thing, not everyone is going to have the money, not everyone is going to have the patience, or rather not everyone will be willing to wait long term, work for 3 years for a company that will only emerge after that 3 years or after 10 years. Not everyone is cut out for that. But if you want to start a business, you need to use the minimum amount. Don't try for a business that will want you 10,000 and at the end of the day you end up losing the 10,000. If I had spent 20,000 or on the first year of the company, I would have lost 20,000. Yeah. But I spent minimum, and I made sure that the company is a service-based, meaning people pay me to provide a service. I don't pay to provide a service to people and then they pay me, because mine is not, So I focus slowly to say, we provide a service, people pay us. We bring in students into accommodation, you pay us. It's me literally saying, posting on Instagram, there's this accommodation available. Or when we apply for learners, the learners that we've applied for, they get accepted, we put them within those student accommodation. Do I use money then? I don't use money. I make money from the learners. I make money from the accommodation. So service-based. Service-based, guys. Just
I want us to wrap up, guys.
yeah.
Wait. We're gonna wrap up in a few minutes time. But I want the viewers to connect with Pride. But before you give us your connecting details, I would like us to play a mini game. You know, I want us to stop being too uptight.
Yeah. No, let's do that.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
So, come on, don't disappoint me. You see, I told you that you always intimidate me. Stop intimidating me. So I want us to, I want you to give us your music genre so that we can,
let him give us the details, and then after we do that, just give us the details on how people can connect with you and your company and how.
Which is better, director? I think for me to close so that people are not distracted by the game.
Right.
Yeah, but whichever.
So
Yeah, we can.
that?
I think man. I think I have two favorite genres. Number one.
Starting with the game now.
No, he's gonna give us the genre and then
genre,
we
yeah.
close, and then we come back to the game.
Okay,
you
so
close with your connecting details.
So I start with
The genre.
Okay.
And then you
so yeah, gospel is definitely my one way to go, right? No, guys, Christ is my savior, so I believe in him. I love him. So I listen to gospel a lot.
Favorite child.
No, man. Yo. Our parents love us the same, and they told us that. But yeah, second genre is R&B, right?
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite artist being Cobrizi, Chris Brown. He produces great music. Yeah, I like R&B. Rain and blues.
So how can the viewers connect with you?
Well, it's simple, guys. You can reach out to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. You can follow us there. The name is Novisphere. Or you can reach out to the business WhatsApp account 060-319-6132. And as for my personal page, it's DP Zitha. That's the only name that's available on Instagram, TikTok, whichever page. But yeah, that's how you can reach out to us.
So now it's game time. You said gospel and R&B. Yeah. I'm gonna do gospel, you're gonna do R&B because hey, wow. So I'm gonna sing a bit of a portion of any gospel song.
You're gonna do gospel, right?
Yeah. And then you sing the other part.
Finish the lyric or is it?
Yeah,
complete the lyric?
Not complete, just I'll start.
Yo. It's a very tricky game, ne? But yeah.
Phone is off. Our phone is
Director's
off.
getting involved.
But yeah.
We are getting there, guys. So thank you for connecting
Mara,
with
she can
us.
come now. Unless if she doesn't want to be on TV.
No. We don't want. This.
You don't want minus.
Okay.
Hey, I should know the song. Or else it's gonna be hectic. Yeah.
Okay, here is the first song. I don't know.
What's the name of the song?
You're not supposed to.
Oh, I'm not supposed to know it. Okay.
Worship song.
Yesu tabahlula yena. Is that not the song? Yeah.
It's the one.
No, we confirming. We double
Yeah,
check.
okay. Next song.
Yeah, that's the song, man.
Celebration,
Yeah.
guys.
No, man.
It's a famous song, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go deep.
I want something deep that you don't know.
Let me go deep. Let me go deep.
I'm going.
I don't know the lyrics of the
But
song.
it's Chris Brown.
Yeah, man, I don't know the lyrics
But I
of the
can
song.
sing it.
I need a pool. No, man, I think this, yeah,
Today
it's,
it's a wrap. Allow us to wrap this one. Catch us again. We are coming with a bang and a bomb and a bang. We are coming
And a boom, boom, boom.
with big guns this time
With
around.
big guns.
With big guns.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not a big gun. He's a big gun.
Coming
Like,
back with more big guns.
He's the popper because he's the opener. Okay.
Yes, you know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
From me, Tuli the MC. Catch me again on our third episode.
And from me, your boy, the Jen Canado, until we meet again. Boop.